Imagine being suspended from school and then arrested when you return just to participate in your classes. And the reason is you have beliefs and you don't like what the school is doing. That's what happened to a kid in Ontario, Canada. And it's absolutely ridiculous.
A student at St. Joseph's High School in Ontario, Canada, was arrested and charged with trespassing for attempting to take part in his classes. This after Josh Alexander says that he was suspended for organizing school protests against biological males in girls' bathrooms. He says that he also argued in class that God created two unchangeable genders. His lawyer says the school accused him of bullying transgender students.
So that's what happens when you don't believe in the ideology that school teachers are pushing on you. This kid spoke up against biological males who identify as female using female bathrooms. And he did it just to protect his female friends, because he knows males should not be using female bathrooms. But the school accused him of bullying transgender students. And what should be noted is this is a Catholic school, okay? A Catholic school is pushing transgender ideology on its students. And I thought that was always against the Catholic religion. I didn't think that Catholics believed that men can be women and women could be men. No, but apparently in Canada, that's what they're doing. And this kid suffered the consequences because he believes that they are wrong. He spoke to the news media about it, and here's what he had to say.
You know, it's important for us to note, though, we did reach out to the school to get their side. However, they actually declined to comment on this matter. That said, we know that your lawyer says, and we mentioned the school is accusing you of bullying transgender students. What do you say to that?
Well, my issue was never with the individual student, and I made that very clear with both on my social media in person and on my media responses. My issue wasn't with the individual student. I have an issue with a system that is going to encourage this form of misbehavior, and I do sympathize with the confused transgender students because they've been wronged by their parents and by society and by the education system that has pushed this indoctrination on them. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to condone their wrongful behavior, especially when it's a violation of my female peers' privacy. So I'll continue to stand up.
Yeah, and also, the school that you go to is Catholic, but transgender ideology is not in line with Catholic teaching. I'm curious, did anybody at the school ever talk about this or teach this in class?
Oh, the gender ideology that gets pushed by the Catholic board is incredible. I had teachers telling me and the entire classroom that male breastfeeding is okay and it's normal and it's natural. And actually, one of the allegations that's being held against me until this day is that I said male breastfeeding is pedophilia. So that kind of shows you where the Catholic board's at right now.
So yeah, he spoke out against this transgender ideology that a Catholic school is pushing on its students. He's not bullying. He's not harassing. What he's doing is speaking the truth. This kid right here is smarter than most adults that we see today who are involved in this crap. Now, this is Canada. We know Justin Trudeau is a dictator. We know that he is all for this trans crap. We know that he has taken rights away from Canadian citizens when it comes to buying guns. As a matter of fact, I believe that you can't even purchase a handgun anymore in Canada for your own personal use and personal protection because Justin Trudeau thinks that makes you dangerous and it's going to make you some kind of mass shooter. Absolutely insane. But this kid goes to a Catholic school, okay? And he has beliefs because he's Christian. And the Roman Catholic religion is the largest of the three branches of Christianity. And that makes Catholics Christian. Now, I grew up Catholic. I went to church. I made my communion, my confirmation. I'm not a church goer. But you have to wonder why all of a sudden is a Catholic school changing their views on gender and pushing transgender ideology. Excuse me, how many actual students in that school identify as transgender? How many boys are saying they're girls? And how many boys are trying to use the female bathrooms? And do they have ulterior motives? We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen in Virginia. A boy claimed he was a girl. There was a female in the female restroom, and this transgender female attacked her. The only reason he said he was a girl is because he is a predator. He was arrested. He was thrown in jail for long. I don't know for how long, but I know it wasn't that long. But apparently now, in 2023, you cannot speak out against what you believe to be true. And again, this kid's right. We have the right to speak our mind no matter what it's about. He is in a Catholic learning institution, and they are teaching that transgender is okay. And it is. If that's your thing, go for it. But it's wrong, and I've talked about this so many times, to allow biological males to use the same facilities as biological females. They are asking for trouble, and they think, oh, it's never going to happen, not in our institution. We care about our kids and their safety. No, they don't. They do not care about the safety and well-being of all of their students. All they care about is their transgender students. The kid was suspended from school, and when he fought back and returned to the campus to try to attend his classes, he was arrested. He was arrested because the school said he has been bullying transgender students. And you heard him say, the Catholic board and one teacher in a classroom in front of the whole class said that, and I quote, male breastfeeding is normal and natural. And when this kid spoke up about it and said, no, you're absolutely wrong, you're pushing this agenda on confused kids, whether it's their parents allowing it or their parents don't even know about it and the school is only allowing it. He spoke out against it and said, male breastfeeding is some form of pedophilia. In my opinion, yeah, it is, because we all know males can't breastfeed. They do not produce what women produce. They can latch a kid onto their nipple if they want for their own sick pleasure, but they are not going to nourish that baby. But apparently in Canada, you cannot speak out against it. It's absolutely wrong, and they will have the authorities called and they'll place you under arrest. So as of today, this young man is being charged with bullying, harassing, trespassing, and saying male breastfeeding is pedophilia. That's what their problem is. So it all boils down to the same thing that's happening in the United States. These teachers, these institutions are going to keep pushing this on kids, whether the kids want it or not. This kid wanted to do what was right. He wanted to try to protect his female peers in school. He organized protests. The school fought back. He spoke out about it. The school fought back. And then he wanted to just go to school and attend his classes, and they had him arrested. So that's just the beginning of what we're going to see in schools all over the United States. Now, I don't know if any students in the United States have been arrested for speaking their mind in school. And if not, I can certainly see it happening in the near future, because if you don't agree with this transgender ideology and you don't like the fact that teachers are forcing this on young people, then you're the bad person, you're the transphobe, you're the bigot. When is this going to end? When are these people going to realize that these kids are in school to learn? English, science, mathematics, history. They're not there to have this shit force-fed down their throat that if they want to be a female, they can. Go ahead, just dress like a girl, grow your hair long. You can use whatever bathroom you want because you identify as a female. He spoke out in the belief that we all know is true. If you're religious, then you know God created two genders, males and females. That is it. End of story. These Catholic institutions that are now pushing this are basically going against an oath that they swore to uphold with the Catholic religion. Because the Catholic religion does not push this propaganda. Yeah, there are churches out there who say they're Christian, and there are priests out there that will tell you this is normal, but they are not really, in my view, Catholic or Christian. They are only doing it to pacify a certain group of people against everybody else. It is your right to speak out. It's your right to protest. If you don't believe what they're doing is right, because it's not. They're hurting our young people. Okay? This ideology that's going around so much today is wrong in so many ways. I love to call it a mental illness because that's what I believe it is. But to punish a kid for speaking his mind about what he thinks is right is absolutely ridiculous. Teach these kids and let them move on with their lives. Stop with this transgender nonsense. The majority of these kids in school could care less that there's boys walking around who say they're girls. But they should not be allowed to use facilities, bathrooms, locker rooms that biological females use. And I hope this kid keeps fighting his fight because he deserves a victory. He deserves satisfaction in knowing that he spoke up against something that's absolutely wrong and something that should not be taught in any school in any country. I can't say it enough that I personally do not care what these people think they can or can't be. I do know that men cannot be women as well as you know that. Leave the kids alone. Let them grow. Excuse me. Let them learn. And when they're old enough to make a decision like that, then they can have a ball. It's not the place of any school or any group to try to brainwash people into getting involved in their movement just because they need it to grow. The bigger they are, the stronger they are. It's absolute nonsense, and it needs to stop. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. Hope everybody's healthy and safe. Have a great day. The strong